Ce documentaire retrace la vie de Richard de manière fragmentée. Richard est né et a grandi en Ouganda, dans une famille nombreuse, dans un foyer modeste. Aujourd'hui, Richard est réfugié aux États-Unis pour raisons politiques. Son périple américain a commencé dans le Maine, de manière symbolique, un 25 décembre 2019. Son expatriation se poursuit à présent en Arizona. Richard habite à Tucson et travaille plusieurs jobs tout en restant activement investi dans son église baptiste locale. En cela, l'histoire de Richard nous permet d'adopter un regard nuancé sur la condition des réfugiés aux États-Unis. Il est tout à fait possible que les réfugiés s'adaptent au modèle américain tout en s'épanouissant. En effet, Richard nous prouve de par son exemple que l'idée selon laquelle les réfugiés sont dépendants financièrement est tout simplement un stéréotype. Il nous livre ici des fragments de sa vie, des souvenirs, mais aussi des questionnements sur la colonisation britannique en Ouganda et des réflexions sur son parcours de vie atypique, notamment sa rencontre avec Jésus qui occupe une place centrale dans sa vie aujourd'hui.
I was born in Uganda, in Serere district, but before then it was one district, which was Soroti district, in the northeastern part of Uganda. Uganda is located in East Africa. Yeah. Soroti district is one of the biggest districts in eastern region in Uganda. Uganda is divided into various regions, and so Soroti is in the eastern region, and Soroti district was one of the main districts, but today it has been divided into about 6 other districts. Yeah, that's where I was born, Soroti Referral Hospital. My happy memory from childhood is basically when we go hunting birds with catapult. We go, and then when you've killed a dove or whatever, or pigeons or whatever in the then you come back and roast it, or when you go fishing and then you come back with the fish back home. That was one of the best. I remember still when we went with many of my cousins and brothers and nephews, and I was the only one who caught the fish that day, and we had to cook it, and every one of us had to eat it. And I was like, really, I was the king, because I was the only one who caught it. So that was the most interesting memories I had. Very, very, very memorable. I enjoyed it. Yeah. And of course, playing in the rain. When it came to rain, then we remove our clothes and then we just run in the rain. Yeah, I love that. And then maybe we go to the swamp, swim, to mention just a few. Those are the few great memories that I can really remember. My perception of the world was, this place is good. There is no any other place like this. I think everywhere in the world, people are living like this. I do not think other people live differently compared to, So my world was where I am. It's wonderful. It's good. So long as I've eaten and I'm satisfied, my world is great. Yeah. Oh, there's still a lot left. As I grew up, things like the railway were built by the British. The Owen Falls Dam, they built as a power station. They're the ones who built the power station. Uganda, we use the hydroelectricity pumped from Lake Victoria. So, because they did talk about it, there were several mixed feelings. In some instances, they were like, oh, they did great, they were wonderful. And yet, on the other side, others would say, oh my God, the we were like slaves in our own country. We wouldn't do this, and there was mistreatment and so on. So basically mixed feelings. Others would say it was good, and to date they are still saying, I wish the British continued. I think we would be better off, because instead of developing, getting better, we are instead becoming more backward, which is really because they brought in a lot of things like schools. The missionaries brought in the schools, education. So there are many things that they left, good things that are even still up there up now. So I was walking, in Uganda we have a lot of malaria, which is spread by mosquitoes. And so I had malaria, and I reached a point whereby I felt a lot of headache. I could barely see. And so I didn't know what to do. All the kids who were going to school had all passed me, and there was no more children coming from behind me, but just me. So I decided to stop under a tree and lay down, because I became so weak and had a lot of headache and could barely see. And then some old man comes and discovers me under this tree and asked me, "Are you okay?" I could barely talk. And he asked me if I knew Jesus. I said, "I know, I hear him, And he said, "Do you believe he can heal you?" And I was like, well, at this point, what I need is to be healed, because I can barely walk. I need to be healed. And I was young, I wasn't old, I was like 10 years. Then he said, if you believe, I'm going to pray for you and you'll be fine. And indeed, I think my relationship with God is the most important. And I think it's very important. Without God, I wouldn't be who I am today.
I would say the process of settling in America, I won't say I'm settled. I'm still settling. And to answer you appropriately, I think why I'm saying I'm still settling is because there is still a lot of paperwork going on. Of course, when I came in, I had to register, do all the shots and so on, which to me I really appreciate the government of America for doing that for all people, no matter where you come from. That you get immunizations and so on. So that was the first thing, making sure that you are able to get that. Then applying to be a resident, you have to apply, and there should be a reason why you are applying. And that's also not easy. Sometimes you have to wait for a year, and then you get a reply, or you don't get a reply. There are people who are still waiting for their response for like 10 or 8 years. I was very lucky because in 1 year and 8 months, I got a reply. I got a reply, and I was indefinitely granted my request. Which to me I should count myself very lucky, because most people take so long to be responded in their requests. So that's why I'm saying I'm still settling. I haven't settled yet. I think when I get my full residency, that's when I would say, now I'm settled. I can travel, I can move to this place, I have an American passport or something like that. Basically that. Yeah, that's when I can say Now I'm settled. But I think there's still the issue of paperwork. I'm still gathering and getting advice here, legal advice there, here and there. So until that is done, food was different. Different. Food was different, but also food was too much. There was plenty. And then the weather was so different compared to Uganda. Those are a few things, and of course, technology was also another thing. I think US is so things like going through uh, in and out burger. You just split to we don't have that, and then cash is almost disappearing. That you need to have a card. You need to pay with a debit card or credit card, which is Uganda, you still have to carry your cash in the pocket. So those are just to mention but a few, but there's just a lot, yeah. Technology is another thing that really, yeah. I think I prefer the US in terms of work. You're paid per hour and you're paid better money for what you have done compared to in Uganda. They don't even understand when you say you're paid per hour because you're paid a month and you're not even sure of that monthly pay. Actually, I would say I'm relaxing. As you can see the way I'm talking, I'm relaxed. But before, I think I was tensed. Who am I talking to? What am I saying to who? Will I be in trouble? But now I think I'm relaxed. Uh, it's like going to any other place. Your first few months is very challenging. So my arrival, first of all, was really very challenging because you don't know where you're going to be, how your life is going. You paperwork, you hear people are being deported here and there, all that. There's a lot of uncertainty. But in life, you get to a point whereby you get to be certain now about certain things. So, like right now, I think I'm certain that this will be all right. All will be okay. But before that, how would I know that all will be okay until I have gotten to learn, study, and understand people, and culture, and food, and the area I live, that kind of thing. One thing I just know is, uh, and I tell myself, Richard, stay out of trouble. And so I tell myself to stay out of trouble and, uh, do what will make me happy, work hard, and not to cause trouble in any way. I think uh, I think I am at a better state today compared to yesterday when I arrived because one, I have good friends, I have support, um, and I have something that I'm doing. Because when you just come, you're not even allowed to work. You can't work. But now I have a work permit that allows me to work. So, which is okay. It makes life a little bit. You can go and buy things, confidently. The confidence has been really